Well, Matthias Pierre is Haiti's former elections minister and joins us now from Haiti. Mr. Pierre, thank you very much for making the time for us. This gang violence in Port-au-Prince, how bad is it?
Thank you, Mr. Preston. I think it's very bad in a sense that violence, the gangs are well armed and they received a lot of weapons and ammunition through the contraband from the US. And while the legal police force and army are not well prepared, and they are not able, since President Jovenel Moïse was there, the government of Haiti were not able to legally buy weapons and ammunition due to some constraints with the US government. Now we have a situation where the gangs are well and better equipped than the legal forces, so they control most part of the country, and particularly the capital of Haiti.
We mentioned fuel prices and food prices. Talk to us about what's encouraging this gang violence and what's fueling it.
Certainly, Haiti has been facing for quite a while a very tough economic situation. Understand it very clearly. The capital of Haiti is where everything is happening. And the gangs control most of the strategic neighborhoods of the country. So businesses are not able to work properly. Those of the businesses who are able to work have to negotiate with the gangs in their neighborhood so they could function. So you have a decline of the business of businesses in the country, decline of job creation, and certainly you have the country facing a major issue. Since President Jovenel was assassinated last year, the local currency dropped more than 100%, and the economic situation is very bad. And today, the country is in a food crisis, gas crisis, and certainly fuel problems. And you can see where and how the population is struggling today.
Since 2010, Haiti has received over $13 billion of international aid. There are widespread accusations that the government hasn't handled this aid properly. There's been corruption and mismanagement. You used to be a part of that government. Are those accusations fair?
I think if you read the report from Paul Farmer, who was the deputy to President Clinton in managing those funds, the government of Haiti were never in charge of managing those funds. The funds were managed by the entity put in place by the UN, and according to the report from Paul Farmer, approximately $8 billion has been disbursed to the $13 billion promise, $3 billion managed by NGOs. NGOs that received $3 billion, on that $3 billion, only $1 billion were invested, so-called, in Haiti by those NGOs. And the other $5 billion to $6 billion has been managed by different organization entity headed by the UN Council in charge of managing that fund. So the Haitian government never had the responsibility to manage a fund coming from that UN and the international community.
Okay, we'll need to leave it there. Matthias Pierre, former elections minister for Haiti, thank you very much for your time.
So.